This is a picture from Hannibal, Missouri, and this river that you see is the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River. And that's a lighthouse. It sits super high on these, it's on a gigantic hill, real high up. So I want to talk to you about this situation that's going on right now. A friend of mine has a friend who was married for 30 years, and he had a stroke and he cannot walk, and he may not walk again. Right now he's trying to get insurance that will enable him to have rehab so that maybe he can walk again. But in the meantime, it doesn't look good, and he's been in a wheelchair. So again, he's been married for 30 years. And how about his wife recently told him she's leaving? Remember I told you, if there's a disability, people want a jet. Now, she's kind of unusual in the sense of women will usually stay with the man. If he has issues, she'll stay with him. It's more common for men to ditch their especially terminally ill partner. He'll ditch her in a heartbeat because that's not what he signed up for. And people need to stop lying. We're going to just be raw today. People need to stop lying and saying, getting married and saying, till death do you part. I've got your back through thick and thin. We got each other's back through thick and thin. We're a team, and whatever happens, we'll get through it together, and, till death do you part. And it's all a freaking lie. And people will easily lie at the drop of a hat and say all these vows, and they don't mean any of it. Because when you know what hits the fan, they're like, well, whoa. What the hell do you mean, whoa? You don't remember the vows that you took? You just said those words because it sounds good and it gets people in the audience emotional, and they dab their eyes with the tissue because, oh, this is so beautiful. Tom and Susie are getting married. Oh my God. No, what you need to be saying in the audience is, I hope their vows they're being honest, because a lot of people lie. Don't get emotional, because they may be just saying those words because they sound good. Because when drama hits the fan, and it will, the true test comes whether that person's going to stay with you or not. Because they said the vows, but do they mean them? What? Do they mean those vows? Or was it just fluffy ass words that make people get emotional because they think you're being legit when you're not? And when he tried to get answers from her as to why she feels the need to disappear, she would not give straight answers. And I'm going to tell you why. You guys already know, and you're probably right, okay? I guarantee you she's spreading for someone else. She don't really want to tell her husband that. I don't know why. You don't have any respect for him at all. So just be honest and crush him a little bit more, because you've already crushed him. How disgusting of a human being do you have to be to dump your partner because they're ill? To dump your partner because they're in a wheelchair? I know of someone who he's a man, but I started calling him Morticia. Morticia is a narcissist and caused his wife he bent her brain for 20-something years, manipulated, twisted, took her identity and everything. People can hurt you bad in your brain if you're not careful. And she ended herself because of him. He doesn't give a damn. She lost her job because she was mentally severely damaged. And when she wasn't bringing in that money no more, he divorced her ass and she ended herself. So much for vows. Yeah, so much for those through thick and thin. But then again, in a normal marriage, your spouse doesn't push you to where you can't function anymore. Oh, well, since you're a used up piece of paper towel, I'm going to just throw you in the trash. I know I said vows, but I'm a pathological lying narcissist, so don't believe those vows, baby. Don't you even believe those vows. Those are just fluffy ass words. I ain't never told the truth a day in my life if I'm a narcissist. I'm a lying sack of shit. I shouldn't be floored that she's leaving him. But here's the thing. And that's what I told my friend yesterday. I said, look here. She's going to find out that the guy she's spreading for, okay, is not as wonderful as she thinks he is. Because if he was, and he had ethics and morals, he would not stick it to you until after you were divorced. And he knows her husband is in a wheelchair, and he don't care. I'm going to stick it to your wife. So that tells me he's a piece of shit. Because if he was a decent guy, he would say, you know what? We've always been attracted to each other or whatever the case is. And I get that. And, you're pretty hot. But, being a man, I could not do that to another man. I mean, y'all are still together. Y'all still married. Y'all go ahead and get the legal situation taken care of. Go ahead and sever ties. And then we'll see, we'll take it from there. But no. He's going to plug somebody else's wife, and the dude is in a wheelchair, couldn't even whoop his ass if he wanted to. Not that you need to be doing that, but sometimes you need a wake-up call, a little tap on your head to get your brain to start working. Quit laughing, it's not funny. She's going to find out that the guy she's plugging doesn't have any morals or ethics, and he's not as wonderful as she thinks he is. Hormones will lead you to believe that you're in love. Hormones will have you planning a wedding the first time you have sex with this person because it was so good, you want to have this legally. Hormones will have you calling that person a million times in a row, sending them 1,000 texts, driving by their job to see if they're there because you're fiending for them like Pookie on the corner who's a heroin addict. That's what hormones do to you. Hormones will mess you the hell up. Have you obsessed about somebody who ain't even thinking about your ass. You're lucky if they remember your name. But they rocked you good, though. But they may not remember your name because you're in the roster of a lot of people that they're plugging. HIV is spreading, and it's not because it's being delivered in the mail. It's not being delivered by FedEx or UPS or anything like that. It's spreading because people are getting butt-ass naked and nobody's being faithful and loyal to their partners. Well, there are some who are faithful and loyal, and the rest of them are wild animals. I went there. She's going to find out that he ain't all that in a bag of chips. Her hormones lead her to believe that, hey, I'm going to tell my disabled husband to go screw himself. I'm out. I know we had 30 years. Whatever. I'm going to go over here and spread for this dude. Because if you're sitting here going, and you won't give your husband a straight answer as to why you disconnected from him, you are plugging someone else, or they're plugging you. He's stuffing her beaver, and she's going to find out that this is a bad idea. And then when it ends, and her hormones have calmed the fuck down, and she can actually think now, she may go crawling back to her husband. I'm so sorry. I don't know what was wrong with me. I'm sorry. And he's going to be like, you know what? Wherever you were, go back there. Wherever the hell you were, go back there. He cannot take care of himself by himself. Okay? And he probably needs, well, there's no probably about it. He needs a home nurse, or he's going to probably end up in a facility of some sort because he cannot manage by himself. And she doesn't give a Damn. Now, if she was the one in the wheelchair and he did that to her, oh God, it would be the end of the world. But you could do that to somebody else without a bat of an eye. Without a bat of an eye. And you know what? That is why, ladies and gentlemen, I believe in karma. When life turns around and gets you back for all the dirt you've done to people, not only did you do dirt to people, but you did dirt with no conscience about it. You didn't think twice. You didn't ask yourself, what the hell am I doing? You just didn't get, what would people think? What will my friends think? Will I lose friends behind this? Because my friends are like, wow, what you did was disgusting. Turn your back on your disabled husband? You're gross. And they stop talking to you. Karma is a bitch. And karma knows everybody's name and address. So if you're lackadaisical and you think that you're just going to do whatever the hell you want to do whenever the hell you want to, and nobody's going to bite you on the ass and karma's not coming for you, you are living in a fantasy world, my friend. Nobody can tell you when it's going to happen to you, but you will get bitten on your ass. And you'll end up dying alone because the word has spread in your area. Unless you leave the state or leave town or whatever, the word was spread that you are the piece of shit that left your disabled spouse. Now, don't get me wrong, guys will still toss you up. Shit. They don't have to have morals to toss you up. They just need a stiffy. And then they'll pat you on your behind and send you on your way. And after he gets what he wants as many times as he wants, he will just disengage. He's not returning my calls anymore. He's not returning my texts. I thought we had something special. You thought wrong. You got tossed up and tossed out. And that's what you deserve. And don't be crying on your pillow because you put yourself in that situation when you turn your back on your disabled spouse. You turn your back on him. You deserve everything you get and a whole lot more. No one will feel sorry for you. And there's no guarantee that you won't end up in a boat he's in. All it takes is a drunk driver hitting you when they hit your car, or they hit you when you're walking to the building or whatever. You could get hit and smashed against the building because a drunk driver lost control of their car. It takes 2 seconds for your life to change drastically, permanently. And people are so full of themselves that they don't get that. They don't think about that. And they think that they're Teflon. Nothing sticks. Oh, you think so? Yeah, Tell me how that works for you in the long run. Especially when you've been tossed up by everybody and nobody wants a relationship with you because they know what you've done to your spouse. They will toss your ass up, squeeze on your parts, and act like you're the best thing in the world. And then they're going to keep it moving. And then when you get sick, you got to deal with it by yourself because you're not going to you're not going to reach out to your previous spouse and expect them to give a shit, do you? Wake up. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. I mean, I see people do some dirty ass shit and I just shake my head like, wow. And you didn't think it was a bad idea. You just didn't really care. You just gonna do what you want to do when you want to do it. And you honestly, truly, truly think there's no repercussions for that. Now, you may get what you deserve in a week, a few months, a year. It may happen tomorrow, but it's coming for you. I know of a family where the grandparents were very, very, or the grandfather, I don't remember how that works, but the grandparents were very, very ill and not doing well. And the granddaughter she finagled them to sign some paperwork so that she could get their car. They had no idea what they were signing. And she knew that, and she took advantage of that. and she took their car because she basically manipulated them to get their car. Well, that was a very dirty, dirty, underhanded thing to do. And within a week to a couple of weeks, she had a real bad accident and totaled the car. That's what you get, bitch. That's what you get. Because what you did was dirty and underhanded. You did not do it the legitimate way, the proper way. You didn't have a witness to have that to, or you didn't explain to them or whatever. You just took advantage of the fact that they're not all there and they wouldn't comprehend what they were signing. You took advantage of that and then you lost the car anyway. That's what you get. You went about it the wrong way. You were dirty and it caught up with your ass. It's just that simple. So what did you expect was going to happen? You going to add this to the car, add that to the car, pimp my ride, and just stroll off, and everything's going to be grand? Yeah, okay. Karma knows everybody's name and address. So, bottom line is this. Think twice before you do some dirty ass shit. Think twice. Because I could tell you, I don't know if this woman that's leaving her husband is a narcissist or not. I know she's toxic. She's very sick in her head. No one normal does that. Nobody normal does that. Nobody normal does that. Okay, I'm sorry, they don't. Now let me clarify. If he's always been an asshole, and he's always been abusive, and he's always cheated on you and lied, and he's always treated you like you were the scum of the earth, then I could see you saying, yeah, you don't expect me to stick around just because you're in a wheelchair. You abused me for so many years. Now you can't abuse me because you're in a wheelchair and you're struggling to get around. Now is the perfect opportunity for me to get the hell up out of here. That's a different ball game. That's a different ball game. But from what I heard, I don't know the man personally, but from what I heard, he's not that type of guy. So karma's coming for her. Oh my God, karma is coming. It's a coming. It's a coming. Toxic people are so stupid that it never occurs to them, in all of their lack of common sense and lack of a conscience and lack of self-reflection. They can't self-reflect because they're sick in their head. And then it doesn't occur to them that I could get bit in the ass for this. Okay? I could tell my boss that I'm sick. I can't make it up. Sick. And then your boss finds you the same day on a golf course. You're so sick that you're playing golf. You don't think there's you don't think there's repercussions for that? You're silly. You're silly. Toxic people don't get that. They don't get it. And then when karma does come for them, they have the nerve and the audacity to be shocked. Oh my God. How'd this happen? I'm surprised it didn't happen to you sooner, truth be told. You gotta be kidding me. You deserved this a long time ago. It finally bit you on the ass. There's been people that have been getting away with too much for too long, like Morticia. Morticia has been getting away with too much for too long. And left a trail of broken hearts and left a trail of horrible things that the person end up doing to themselves and doesn't give a flying rat's ass. Morticia is a guy, by the way. Bisexual bastard, narcissistic bastard. Okay, he would screw Big Bird if he could. He doesn't. A lot of narcissists don't give a shit about who they get with as long as there's pleasure in it for them. They don't, a lot of them are bisexual. Because pleasure is pleasure. It doesn't matter if it's a person or a bird that you're getting it from, as long as you're getting your cookies off. Anyway, someone lost their life behind you and you're like, whatever. Whatever. And likes to go in denial and act like that person did not end themselves because of him. Karma, karma, karma. Think twice before you do dirt, because it can come for you. And you know what else? Okay. You know what else? Do not expect your family and friends to feel sorry for you when they know that what you've done your whole life and they've jumped your shit about it. You know you can't do stuff like that. That's pretty tacky and tasteless. Don't do that. And you did what the hell you wanted to do when you wanted to damn do it. Don't expect them to feel sorry for you when karma blows up in your face. Don't expect them to hold your hand while you're crying and you're going, I can't believe I can't. Who's supposed to be concerned about that? You weren't. I'll tell you this quick thing and I'm going to go. I told y'all this before, and it's a powerful, powerful, powerful lesson. Too late that he got the message, but oh well. Guy was married, true story. I watched the documentary. He didn't give a shit about his wife when they, before he got sick. He didn't give a shit. He was running the streets. He went on vacations by himself. He did what he wanted to do. Left her at the house crying. Didn't care. Did not care. Did what he wanted when he freaking wanted to do it. And then towards, I don't know, they've been getting together for probably double-digit years. They got a few kids. His kids don't speak to him either. He's still married, but his wife is detached from him completely. Well, he got brain cancer, and I'm watching. He's abused her their entire marriage. And the doctor's sitting there talking to the both of them, and he, letting him know that this is terminal. This is it. This is the end of the line. This is inoperable brain cancer. And he's trying to get the wife to warm up to the husband. Well, honey, it's too late for that. The damage has been done. The damage has been done. I'm looking at the body, the wife's body language, and she's sitting in the chair with her arms folded across her chest. Like, okay, he's dying. All right, and before y'all say, oh my God, that's cold-blooded. Why would you do that? Your husband's dying of cancer. Did he give a shit about anything when he was healthy? No. Did he have any respect for his wife at all? No. Did he care that she was saying, hey, I feel like I'm losing you. I love you so much, and I don't want to lose you. Why don't we go on vacation together? Do you think he cared and was upset when she cried? No. So where in your logical mind do you think she's supposed to give two shits because his life has flipped upside down? It's not a matter of being cold. It's a matter of she been detaching from his ass for year after year after year. Every single time he did something dirty, she detached. And when women are done, they're not going to have a long conversation with you about how they're done. You're going to figure it out. You will figure it out. And by the time he figured it out that his wife is no longer connected to him, she's done with the crying. She's done with having conversations about it. She's done with trying to hug you at night, and saying, babe, I feel like I'm losing you. And he turned over and went to sleep. You know what? A person can take but so much of that before they just act like a total statue towards you. And now that you have cancer and your life is having a major problem, all of a sudden she's supposed to soften up to you? Give me a freaking break. That's not how life works. You're getting what you deserve, sir. You deserve none of your family in your corner because you're an asshole. And you've always been an asshole. Now, all of a sudden, you're devastated because your life is ending. Oh, well. That's called karma. One of his daughters, they persuaded her to come, and she did come. He's lucky. The other kids didn't come, and the nurses were on the phone saying, please come see him. He's not going to last much longer. And the other family didn't show up. You're tired. Your family and your wife are sick and damn tired of your ass. A person can take so much from you before they completely withdraw. And you know a woman has completely withdrawn from you and she don't want to talk to you about shit no more. She don't even want to discuss the weather with your ass. Because that's how deep we go when we pull away. We go deep with it. And anybody can get cancer at any time. Anybody can get sick. They have their life flipped upside down, lose somebody incredibly important to them. And everybody, so not everybody, but a lot of people are cocky and arrogant and they just go and keep on stepping on people. And I don't care, and I don't care, and I don't care. Oh, baby, you will. One day you will. Y'all take care. Much love.